and welcome to the Unit 1 podcast. Today we have all 4 of us coaches here. We're going to talk a little bit about body positivity and our different opinions on it, different experiences, and hopefully some action points as well to take away to help improve our mind and body. So I actually just wanted to start off talking about body positivity and our thoughts on what it is and how we can all kind of perceive our body in different ways and kind of understand body positivity in different ways. So it's a funny one because a lot of people think that they've got to be positive about their bodies all the time, but it's not really about that, and it doesn't matter what shape or size you are or where you are on your journey, but it's more about being grateful for your body and what it can do rather than just about what it looks like. And that doesn't mean that you have to be positive all the time. You can have those kind of down days where maybe you're not so happy about something and maybe you do want to change something. That doesn't mean that it's bad, but it's more the actions afterwards and your mindset around that. So it's if you're always picking your body apart and then you go on self-sabotage, then that's obviously not the route that we want to go down. But if you're picking yourself apart and then you go, actually, would I say this to my best friend? No. So then you start spinning around and you have those little moments of gratitude, which we'll talk about later, to help improve your mindset and body positivity to move forwards there as well. So just wanted to open up to any of you guys if you've got any thoughts from what I've just kind of kicked off with. Anyone want any thoughts of jumping on?
I'd go with it being like body neutrality, is how you say the word. Neutrality. Yeah. So being more neutral about it. So some days, like you said, you're a lot happier with how you look, and some days you're not, and just accepting that you are going to have those up days, down days, and it's okay, and just to look at it and be like, oh, do you know what, I'm not happy with my shoulders today, or my legs look bigger today, or something. Just being quite neutral about it and saying, well, that's okay, because I know tomorrow I'll maybe be happier about it. So I kind of look at it as not loving my body or hating my body, but just being more neutral about this is my body and this is what it can do and what it looks like today, and that's how it is.
Yeah, I think a huge thing that helps with that is training, isn't it? Because instead of it always being about what your body looks like, it's like, oh, I don't like my legs, but actually they get me from A to B. I can go on a hike and they don't ache. I can lift X amount in the gym and really proud of that. And that gives you that positivity, and then it's like, you know what, I'm not bothered about what size they are. I'll just buy a size up in the jeans, but I don't really care because of all these other things that my legs can do. Like, I'm not out of breath when I walk up the stairs, but other people are. So it's just those other things that help you stay positive about your body rather than just thinking about how it looks all the time.
Yeah, definitely taking the emphasis off what it looks like and focusing more on what it can do. I agree.
Because I think I've noticed with, I don't know, friends and family, those that don't train and don't do anything for their bodies are very much more picky party of what their body looks like, where there's people that I know that kind of take care of their health. They're a bit like, well, I don't really care if I've got big arms or big shoulders. Like, I'm happy with how I treat my body, how I train and what it does for me. So it's a weird little kind of relationship that kind of goes back and forth between what you do for your body and how you feel about it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think clothing is a big one. So getting caught up in sizes, because you can go to one shop and you can be a size 12, you can go to another shop and be a size 16. Doesn't matter what the number is on the tag. If that's everyone's shop sells different sizes, so it's not necessarily how the size of your body, it's the size that's on the label, so maybe not get caught up on that. And wearing clothes that actually fit. So if you are training and you're losing weight or you're gaining muscle, your body does change. Hormones, that's going to change the shape and size of your body. So some days a bra might fit great, and then if it's time of the month, it might be really tight, and that's just accepting that your body is just changing from month to month. The same with guys. Guys can obviously go up and down in sizing, and there's nothing wrong with that. So maybe don't get caught up on sizes on labels and wearing clothes that fit your body at that time.
Yeah, it can be quite hard with that as well, because like the more that you train, and like for your legs, for example, I find out like jeans
fit differently.
Don't fit well at all on your legs, and you can go and you can try size on and be like, well, I shouldn't be that, I wouldn't have thought I was that size, but you are training more, so in your head you feel like you should be dropping sizes, but actually sometimes when you're training, the size of the clothes you wear does go up, because like your legs are a lot bigger. I find jean shopping horrific because nothing goes over my legs. Like you have to go up a good few sizes to get something that's comfortable, and then it don't fit on your waist, and it is awkward, and that often comes, people will assume once you train more, you'll be like really happy in the clothes that you wear and you can buy whatever size you want, but it's not always the case either.
And I think that can sometimes affect people's mental health, which it shouldn't really, because it is just a number on a label, and your body does so much more than a number on a label.
You got to think that the sizes are more for the business, because they need to kind of size it so they can sell clothes. But if they didn't have the sizes, then it'd be like
no one
chaos.
Know what to buy.
So it's not about getting caught up on the number. It's just so that you know that when you go to Zara, most of the time you're a size 10. Well, then again, Zara, you can buy the 10 for size 8. So that's
Zara's not a good example.
So if there's any shops that you just know what you're usually consistent with, but even then, if it changes, it's not a big deal. It just buy the clothes to fit your body. Don't try and fit your body into the clothes kind of thing. Yeah. And what you were saying before as well, before we start recording, is about wearing the clothes when you're going out for meals as well.
Yeah.
You know.
So yesterday I went out for a 3-course meal, which I wouldn't have generally, but I knew that my belly was going to be full of food, so I made sure that I wore trousers, leggings obviously, because I live in, that were slightly bigger, because I knew that my belly was going to expand from having loads of food. So just being aware of that, because if I had have put on a smaller pair of leggings, I'd have been uncomfortable because it'd have been digging in my belly, and I wanted to enjoy all the food.
I think that's the point to talk about, as well as that we didn't think of the actual bloating as well, because people think bloating is a bad thing, and that, well, it can be if it's painful and it's upsetting, then yes, maybe look into it, but most of the time bloating is a very normal thing to do. Like if you had a glass of water and your belly's expanded, it doesn't mean that suddenly we're getting fat and things don't fit, and we shouldn't get down about it. It's just our body doing its thing. And then, like you say, going out for a meal, it will expand. You actually look at how much food was on a plate and you put it inside you can't expect your body to
go
stay
somewhere.
The volume's got to be somewhere, especially when there is a lot of water in it as well. But just knowing that it's okay for your body to react to foods, and you will expand and unexpand, go back to normal, and that's quite normal, and everyone has that. And it's almost like the slimmer you are, the more you'll notice it, because you'll see that bigger change. So people go, I've lost loads of weight, but I've just always bloated. But it's like, you're not always bloated. You just eat 3 times a day, and you'll probably be bloated for an hour or 2 afterwards, and that's quite normal, really, unless it's painful and there is something obviously that you need to look into. But that's another thing, because people stand in the mirror and look at the bellies when they're bloated. It's like, look, I look 6 months pregnant after a few pieces of bread. That's okay.
And it's one that kind of links in with, like, for females as well. Like, every week you look completely different, don't you? Like, when you look in the mirror, some weeks you will be a lot more bloated and your body's holding water more. And it's kind of just getting to know for yourself what is normal for you at those times, and knowing, like, do you know what, it's just that week, and I will look bigger this week. And that's quite normal for females, but it is hard when you look in the mirror and you sometimes maybe look different to how you did the week before, or sometimes it's maybe just how you perceive yourself from the week before. If you're not feeling as confident that week, you notice things more, don't you, maybe?
And that's a good way to flip back around to the clothes as well, that if you know, actually I'm due on, I'm a bit more bloated, I'm not going to wear a tight dress when I go out on Saturday, I'm going to wear a baggier one just so I'm more comfortable, more confident. And it's just those little adjustments that help long term, rather than trying to make our body fit into something that just doesn't suit us for that night or that week. It's working those little things in as well.
I think a lot of the time poor body image is coming from some sort of comparison to something as well. It tends to be like comparing either to what we used to be able to do or what we used to look like, or to social media. I feel like social media is obviously not the best thing for body image, to be fair. There's a lot on there that's going to affect people's mindset around how they look and stuff like that, and it's quite easy to compare yourself, not just how you look, but like what others are doing and highlights from that point of view. But I do think comparison is a big thing when we're comparing ourselves to even like week to week and stuff like that. But like, obviously, like you've mentioned there, but comparing to what we used to be able to do and some things like that, we need to like sort of try to take ourselves away from that and try to concentrate on what we can do now and what we can do to improve what we're currently doing, how we're moving, how we're looking, and concentrate like more on the future rather than just constantly looking back or to other people. Like comparing yourself to other people is one of the things. We know nothing about a lot of the people on social media, what they do, the times, like their day-to-day life and stuff. We know nothing about it. So to compare our bodies to people on social media or other people completely different lives, I think is something we need to take away.
Yeah.
So
I still reflect. Sorry.
I was going to say we're like the generation as well that was brought up. You know, like when you went in the shop just to buy milk or something, and on every like magazine cover it was like so and so's put weight on the holiday. Look at this bikini picture. And I feel like that's kind of
the media and social media.
So now it's kind of social media, and in the past it would have been more like your magazine covers or whatever. It would have been like this celebrity's on holiday, she's got a bikini on, but look, she's put weight on. And we was kind of exposed to that all the time, even through childhood. Like you go to buy your sweets, don't you? But you see it on the front of everything.
Yeah. I saw a photo at the weekend uploaded from someone. They'd done a 6 or 8 week program with another coach, been on a strict meal plan, and you know the standard before and after photos. And it's just, well, like you say, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and when you actually look, I'm not. You can't say, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say that because I started it. But preferred the first one because there's actually, sorry, I didn't say all that. I preferred the look of the first photo, which was like the normal herself, because she actually looked healthy. Like she had a healthy amount of fat on her. She looked like just healthy. Whereas the other one, she looked gaunt. Like, and I think a lot of the time, there's a lot of coaches out there that try and get you to be bodybuilder ready and like show prep ready, and people think that that's healthy and that's fit, but actually, like Luke just said, the stuff behind the scenes of restricting yourself to a point of maybe gaining an eating disorder or always thinking about food, obsessing over foods, missing out on social occasions, not being able to go out and just enjoy yourself and have that break that we all should have and deserve. And it's part of our culture to go out for food and drinks as well, so to just strip that back just so that you can see a couple of ribs or like see the defined muscles in your legs. It's just a shame that people think that that's fitness when actually fitness is an all-round thing.
Maintainable for a long time as well. Like you see them photos and you see them in that end photo and you think, how long did that last for one? How shit was the last 6-12 weeks before that? And how long is it going to be to actually get back to one, being healthy? This is from a bodybuilder, like some of the people that have done comps and stuff like that that don't share that, is what they come away from that comp with is some good photos for that one day. The next day they've probably smashed in pizza, drinks and all that, and they're bloated anyway, so they're back to feeling like shit about themselves literally the day after, and then on comes all the eating disorders and everything that comes with it, and the poor body image that they're going to have after that for a long time, because they'll be constantly comparing themselves to that photo that they look like, which they think, which a lot of people will think that photo is like the peak of fitness,
and health,
when in reality it's probably the fucking bottom of fitness and health, really.
And it's so easy to come across those just scrolling, isn't it? Like everyone probably knows somebody that's done a competition, or that it'll somehow come up on your newsfeed, and like you say, you think that's healthy then, don't you? And that's what you're seeing a lot of.
Well, sorry, go.
So I said to one of our members on Saturday who had done lots of diets in the past and had done one and it failed and gone on another one and it failed, and all that has kind of created confusion about what do I eat, how should I look. It's just created, and I think that's a lot of people nowadays, that they're just confused with what's right and not right and wrong, but what's healthy. And I said to her, when you're old and you sit back, are you gonna think, I've lived my life just eating everything bang on, I didn't go out and socialise, I didn't spend time with my family, but I had the body that I wanted and felt rubbish for it? Or do you want to look back at all the memories that you've made by being sociable and enjoying foods? Like, you've got to look at what's more important to you. If it's important for you to look bodybuilder ready, then fine, live your life like that. But if you want to look back and remember memories and enjoying yourself, then I think you've just got to look at what's important to you and for your life.
And so say 90% of the time we're wearing clothes as well. Why does it really matter what we look like? It's more like how you feel about yourself and what your body can do, not, oh, can you see all my abs, or can you see the striations in my muscle or my quad. Like, no one really cares.
And I think it's what you've built up in your head. So if we're all sat around this table now, like, you look amazing, you look amazing, you look amazing, but why are you so harsh on yourself? Like, why do you point out that bit of skin on my elbow I don't like? It's just something ridiculous. So it's not even that other people don't even notice it.
I like that thing where it's I don't know where I've heard it and where I've seen it, but it's like, if you stood in the mirror and you're picking your body apart and you're like, oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you've got fat legs, and whatever you're saying to yourself.
We're all fat.
Whatever you're saying.
Oh, you said fat. Oh, you said fat.
We're all fat.
We're all fat. Sorry, go on.
If you're just saying anything negative to yourself, type in your best friend's name on your phone, go to Messenger or him, and type it all out. Like, would you send it? No, you would never say that to someone else. So why are you saying it to yourself? And the point they were making, I think it's that Jessie King that I've heard this from.
Blonde.
Jessie
King.
Yeah, she's really good for body positivity actually. But she's saying, like, your body is your best friend. Like, they're going to be with you all your life. And taking care of you. So take care of it as well and respect it just as you would your best friend. Like, you'd never message your friend saying that, so don't say it to yourself. So that's those points that when you do catch yourself saying that, just remember, like, you're in control of the voice in your head. You can literally just spin it around. As soon as you say, I don't like what I see, you can turn around and go, actually, I like what I see. Like, you have the power to spin that sentence around. It's just whether you take the time to do it or not. And if you then, like we were saying before, think about all the things you do for your body, that can help you appreciate your body more. And like you said at the beginning, you don't need to be positive about our bodies all the time. No. It's the same with anything in life. We don't need to be 100% all the time. It's okay to have those little down days, but it's flipping it around and saying, okay, I don't like my legs, but this is what they do for me, and I appreciate them for being there for me. Imagine if I didn't have legs. Like, you've got to appreciate everything that you've got. Again, it's not about being poly-positive all the time, but just showing some gratitude and positivity, I guess. And
just an awareness as well. Like, even if you just think how many times a day you walk past the mirror and go, oh, my nose looks funny and that, or something, like how many times that you see yourself and you might make those comments, and just an awareness of, like, actually that wasn't a nice thing to say. Like, even if you don't always spin it round to say something nice, even just saying, like, do you know what, I shouldn't have said that, or I've looked in the mirror and thought I look more bloated. Actually, I shouldn't have said something unkind.
Just acknowledging
it. Yeah, not even kind of always having to correct it as well, but just being aware of how many times a day you say it, and just that awareness of how many times you put yourself down, then you start to correct it without realising as well, I would say.
Yeah, I like that. There's that big thing as well of not wanting to take photos and missing out on memories, not being able to look back on memories because we've not liked how we've looked. But photos are literally a split second. Like, yeah, okay, your hair might be out of place, you might be pulling a stupid face, but that doesn't mean it's a bad photo. We're so strung up on having the perfect photo, but that doesn't mean it couldn't be saved to our memory, so that in 20 years' time when we look back, we don't really care about where our hair was or what face we put in. We're more focused on the memory that it brings back. So it's a shame that our minds around how we look and how we feel can lose out on some memories for us to look back on.
That's sort of social media, isn't it, that's caused.
If people think that they have to post every photo or share it, it's like, well, no, you could have a old school photo album, like whether it's on your laptop or print out, it doesn't matter, it's just for you, like it's you and your memories. So don't miss out on taking photos and remembering those things, just, I don't want to say just because of, but because of not liking your body or how you look. Like, it's so much more to life than that.
So to start to wrap up, for anyone listening who might struggle with body image or has got a poor mindset around their own body image, what pieces of advice would we all give to someone listening to start to work on it? Obviously, it's not going to be like walk away from this podcast and it's all going to be good. But what sort of actionable steps would we give to anyone listening?
I'm going to say wear clothes to fit your body at that time, because your body changes all the time, and to just be kind to yourself. Stop self-sabotaging and just be a little bit kinder to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. To me, I'd just say call yourself out on it. Like when you just become aware of all the times in the day that you nitpick, and even if you don't necessarily change it and say something that you're really happy with, always just call yourself out on it and be aware of how many times a day you've said those things, and just create that awareness of it, because it does help.
I've got two. Can I say two?
Someone's not mine.
One would be if you see anything on social media like comparison photos that you don't. Oh, is it yours?
I'm out. I'm done.
I was just going to say mute them. Mute those, because you can literally mute those types of posts so that you don't see one similar, or mute those people or those coaches that keep posting those comparison photos and get rid of that. And then the second one would be keep doing things that make you proud of what your body can do, like whether it's training, walking, whatever it is that you're happy your body can do. Keep doing that, because then you'll start to appreciate your body more for that rather than what it looks like all the time. I think.
Well, linking into that one, I did see a thing the other day that said you should follow a big range of people on social media. So follow as many like ranges of body shapes, sizes, everything, so that you just kind of the
Not
things that you're
on,
the things that you're consuming on social media are so varied that you don't see yourself as different from everyone else, because you realise everybody's looks totally different and trains differently, and when they're doing things look different. So that was one I did see the other day. I thought was quite useful.
That's the good thing with social media. Like, you can literally just unfollow the people. Like, knowing, thinking about the language you speak to yourself, if you do start comparing ourselves to athletes or bodybuilders or certain coaches posting certain images and stuff, like, you can unfollow that. The less you see of that, the less you're going to see of others as well, because the algorithm will just throw out extra. If, like, say, if you're looking at a certain thing, you're going to start to see more of that. If you see less of it, you'll see even less of it. So we can almost choose what we do see on social media. So it's knowing the triggers, unfollowing any that do sort of like trigger that language around it and stuff like that. And not comparing ourselves to what we used to be able to do. Like, look forward, look at what you can do now, and look at how you can improve the things that your body can do now, rather than what your body looks like and what it does as well.
Can I add to that, just to finish? Talk to others. I think talking about it is a big thing. Because like you said, you wouldn't say to your best friend, I don't like your legs today. So if you're having a bit of a down day, maybe speak to a friend or someone close that you can just open up to, because they will turn around and say to you, you're being silly.
Yeah, I don't think there's probably anybody that's always been really positive about the body. Like, everybody you speak to has days where they feel like
it's normal.
Yeah. Sorry, another point going off that is everyone that you speak to has probably gone through it, and even though you might look at someone and compare yourself and think, oh, they're perfect, I want to be like them, know that they still have things that they will pick their body apart about. So that's why the goal of a certain body is never really what we want to strive for. It's more the mindset, the lifestyle that you want to strive for, not a particular aesthetic. But yeah. You're good? Okay. So wrap that one up there. But if anyone does have anything they want to talk about with the coach or even with each other, then please do. We're always here for you. And if you've got any questions, then drop us a message. Thank you.
Thanks.
Should I sit down?